Look, we all love a good leader, right? Someone with vision, charisma, maybe a vaguely messianic complex, but in a fun, start-uppy kind of way. But just like your nan with the sherry trifle at Christmas, it turns out you have too much of a good thing. Leadership is essential for any successful organization, but what happens when it goes too far? Today we explore 5 real-world examples where excessive leadership led to organizational failure. Buckle up, folks. It's about to get messy. Our first stop on this tour of leadership calamities takes us to the ill-advised open floor plan of WeWork, the co-working company that promised to elevate the world's consciousness one hot desk at a time. At the helm of this sinking ship was Adam Neumann, a man whose charisma could charm the pants off a venture capitalist, but whose business acumen, shall we say, left something to be desired. Next up, we have Theranos, the blood testing company that promised to revolutionize healthcare with a single drop of blood. Leading the charge was Elizabeth Holmes, a woman who seemed to have it all, a black turtleneck collection to rival Steve Jobs, a deep voice she may or may not have fabricated, and a truly staggering ability to ignore basic scientific principles. The result? One of the most spectacular corporate collapses in recent memory, complete with fraud charges, prison sentences, and a whole lot of awkward turtlenecks. Chapter 3. Enron cooking the books and the company culture. Enron, the granddaddy of corporate scandals, a cautionary tale so egregious they made a documentary about it with a catchy Kenny Rogers song. Enron's leadership team, led by Ken Lay and Jeffrey Skilling, fostered a culture of cutthroat competition and blind loyalty where employees were rewarded for their willingness to bend, break and incinerate any ethical boundaries in their path. Whistleblowers were ostracized, and anyone who dared to question the company's increasingly shady accounting practices was shown the door faster than you can say mark-to-market accounting fraud. Chapter 4. Kodaks. Say cheese, then say goodbye to relevance. For decades, Kodak was synonymous with capturing memories, their name practically etched onto every family photo album. But as the digital revolution swept through the photography industry, Kodak's leadership made a fatal error. They clung desperately to the past, blinded by their own success and unwilling to embrace the future. Chapter 5. Uber, where toxic leadership met its match. At the wheel of this runaway train was Travis Kalanick, a man whose aggressive, win-at-all-costs leadership style became synonymous with the company itself. Kalanick's leadership, much like a reckless Uber driver, eventually ran into a wall of public outrage, investor pressure, and a board of directors who finally realized they had a PR nightmare on their hands. Outro leadership lessons. Don't be a cautionary tale. So what can we learn from these cautionary tales of leadership gone awry? First and foremost, a little humility goes a long way. Leaders must balance their grand visions with a healthy dose of accountability, self-awareness, and a willingness to listen to those around them, especially when those voices are raising concerns. What are your thoughts? Can leadership become too much of a good thing? Let's discuss.